Hello everybody and welcome back to another exciting episode of Persona 5 Royal. We are reading about a pirate ship and the pirates.
Wow. Hey.
Yep, we should continue.
Yep, we read all we could right now.
Now it's time for bed and we start 4:20.
4:20. Fuck yes.
Hey.
Be able to grab a seat on the ride to school. So now we can continue and finish reading Pirate Legend.
Okay.
Wow. Oh.
We got a big boost to guts.
Hell yes.
So every now and then we'll be able, on the way to school, to be able to read. So that's helpful to have books on hand. They're talking about part-time jobs. We will have to do a part-time job at some point.
Oh, fuck yes.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Oh, I just want to go beat some people up, man.
Texting while in school.
The responsible thing to do. Job magazine.
Okay. So there's one thing we need to do before we go into the dungeon, and that's to head to the library, return the book, and pick out a new book.
Pick out a new book.
What would you like? Thank you. What would you like?
Okay. According to the guide, we need to next do Zoro the Outlaw. That's going to give us kindness by reading it.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're ready to head into the dungeon. Which means we need to go to the roof hideout.
I'll toke up on the
You all
roof.
understand that our time limit is May 2nd. We basically just have to go to that castle and steal the treasure from Kamoshida, right?
But wait, what even is a treasure? I want to know that before we do anything.
A treasure is the physical form of the palace ruler's distorted desires. In other words, it's the core of the palace. Once we steal it, the palace will crumble. I think. Having said all that, even I don't know what Kamoshida's treasure is going to be. And where can we find it? There's no way of knowing that until we go in and find out.
Jesus Christ.
But if I had to guess, I'd say he has it locked up somewhere in the depths of the palace.
I think I get it now. We just gotta find the treasure, yeah?
Pretty much. There's just a lot we won't know until we go in. In any case, our objective is to find the treasure's location somewhere in the palace. Make sure we go about this with time to spare so we can avoid any unforeseen circumstances. I expect great things from you guys.
Okay, I'm excited.
Okay, about hold meeting, yep, and then infiltrate palace. Keep an eye on the time remaining, but we're going in. They give you a time in case you screw up or whatever, that we're going in early enough that even if we did make a mistake, we can jump back in and do it. But they're just saying keep an eye on the time. You have 12 days. You know what I mean? So we're going to take care of this though today by infiltrating the palace. I'm going to say it quick before we jump into his.
Mm-hmm. 'Cause 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 '
I'm gonna bust loose. But damn.
What's up?
Nothing. I was just thinking we should choose a code name for you too.
A code name?
I'm Skull, he's Joker, and that's Mona.
Judging by your costume,
I mean, she's got that tail and stuff, so... What do you think?
Sexy cat.
Cat girl. Cat woman.
is that what you're going to call me from now on? I am so not
Oh,
down
you
with this.
are.
What do you want to be called then?
Something better than just a little cat. Maybe... Panther? That sounds pretty cool, doesn't it?
Huh? Why?
'Cause it sounds more... ferocious? She's a cougar. Don't call me that!
Too young to be a cougar.
Kamoshida.
Oh, right. Let's go. All right, let's start fresh and get going.
It's game time from this point forward. I'll teach you guys the basics of infiltrating a palace as we go. My master would like a word with you.
Right now, I'm busy. I'm about ready to do this.
We are getting ready
like,
to
hey,
do this.
where'd he go? Where'd he go? We're ready.
The prisoner has returned.
Well done. It seems you have remembered my words. You truly make it worth rehabilitating you. I am not attempting to withhold information from you. The essence of the rehabilitation that you must complete will be explained in due time. Once you encounter allies who share your ideals and discover your place in reality, only then will I explain it all. Such a day should not be far off. This time, I wish to introduce you to the aid we are providing. Due to your potential in wielding the power of the wild card, you can handle more than one persona. That power holds infinite possibilities. We will assist you in nurturing that potential. To that end, we must execute your persona. Do not be alarmed. Personas are personalities that exist within you. Thus, you will only be discarding old personalities to have them be reborn as new ones. By discarding your old identity, you give way to a new one. Hence, we call that process execution. Think of it as the fusion of your personas. To start, select the first persona you wish to fuse.
Okay, so this is the whole concept of collecting these things, is we're able to execute them by fusing them together into a new one.
Okay.
Now, for this particular guide, all they say is by the end of this dungeon, we need to have a Hierophant, Lovers, Chariot, and Death persona by the end of this.
Okay.
So Fool and Hermit are not necessary. Normally, I would normally do Fool and Lovers, because that's usually the only things I have, but for whatever reason, we got Bicorn, so if we can do Arsene and Bicorn, I think that's what we're going to do, if it allows us to.
Before you select the
Yes, it will.
persona,
That'll give us Priestess.
Allow me to tell you something greatly important. Do you remember how I mentioned forming bonds with confidants? Personas are the power of the heart. The stronger those bonds, the stronger your personas will be. In other words, the effects of your bonds on execution, or fusion, if you will, are quite substantial. When you fuse a persona that shares its arcana with one of your bonds, it will gain great power. This will be a guiding principle for your forays into fusion. Try not to forget it. Moreover, there is one thing I must warn you about. You cannot create a persona that surpasses your current level. This is because the resulting persona would be too powerful for you to handle effectively. Now then, check the fusion results and choose a persona that suits your stature.
Okay, I'm going to go back on what I said because I just realized something. They don't tell you this, but since we have Arsene and Pixie and Bicorn all collected already, there is a library in which we can resummon them for a fee.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So we don't need lovers because I can just summon lovers again. And it actually makes Chariot, which we need by the end of this run. So I'm going to do Arsene and Pixie to make this Agathon instead of Silky.
Agathon.
This is the form your new persona is expected to take after fusion. It's possible for them to inherit skills they normally wouldn't gain. These skills and specialties are distinct from one another. Skills are traits that can be passed along through fusion.
Okay. So real quick, before we end the episode and we actually do this fusion for real, because this is a Chariot and Ryuji's our Chariot, he's at a Confident rank 2, so whenever you fuse something that we have a higher level with, they gain bonus experience and could level up quicker. Also to keep in mind, if we have this particular persona equipped, we'll be strong against gun attacks, but weak against wind attacks. You see how it says?
Scared of no wind.
Yeah. So that's another thing to keep in mind is, what you're strong and weak against. You know what I mean? When you're equipping certain things. What's cool about this guy is he starts off with a healing skill, plus he'll learn lunge and then whatever else we train him to do. So
all kinds of fun stuff.
All kinds of fun stuff. Guys, next, and he definitely will level up because he needs 135 to level up to the next level. We're getting 246 just because, we're higher with Ryuji. So that's why it's important to get everybody at max rank as possible. And in this playthrough, we'll get everybody max rank so that you guys can be able to do that. Next time, we're going to create this guy and then move on into the dungeon.
Yeah.
All right. We will see you guys next time.